Hi, I'm Andrew. Welcome back to Rüniverse, and in this video we're going to determine the next set of pairings for our 8-part 8-pack opening tournament. And we've already done our Thist versus Emery pack openings. We've already done our Quam versus Ruby pack openings. So here we're going to determine what is the next pairing, and by process elimination we'll determine the last set of pairings. But we're going to open 2 of those packs today, so let's check it out. So I've got my D4 here, so I can roll randomly between these remaining packs. We got number 2 first, so that will be Orth, and number 4, which is Saf. So Orth versus Saf will be our next matchup. That's interesting because these are the 2 most controlling of the facets, so we'll see exactly how it works. And then by process elimination, we've got Trine versus Sphene, but we'll save that pack opening for next time. So let's take a look at what's in these packs. Again, the caveat that these are older packs, so some of the cards may have been updated, but I'll put up the updated versions on the screen and try to call those out as they appear. So let's do Saf second, and we'll go ahead and do the Orth pack first, see what we're working with for the tournament. All right, first card is the rare Jove's Helm. So unfortunately, this is not a great booster deck format card. It's very specific that it says whenever you discard a card or whenever one of my mage's cards is dispelled, if it was due to an opposing spell, effect, or non-combat attack, draw a card. So if you're up against types of decks that are directly messing with your stuff, this lets you recuperate some of that, but you never know what you're necessarily going to be up against, so it might not do much here. We have got Terrain. On the other hand, this is a pretty good uncommon. It has burrowing, which means when it is attacked, it ignores the attack pretty much, but then it stays tasked for the next turn. However, the tunnel attack ability will let it untask itself and get level +1 in order to be able to make a counterattack. So this is a pretty resilient creature. It's pretty hard to get rid of. Egg of Boundless Unity. We had this in our Emery pack. It's a level 0, but it gets level +1 while it has an ally, so it's a pretty cheap little attacker. Ooh, Star Variant Echidna. That looks pretty cute. I like the Star Variant background on this one. It is a level 1 that has a strengthen ability. Task it to give an ally a level +1 counter. And it does evolve, and its evolutions can use those counters and that ability to pretty good effect. So that would be cool if we see it evolve. But even if not, it's a nice little support creature to buff its allies. Ooh, the deadly level 1 Scorpion. Very useful. Mud Moat. When evoked by a mage with an Earth focus, it costs 1 less. So it's a very simple card, but could be useful. And the rare and powerful Cataclysm, the level 9 spell, dispel all the enemy mage's creatures, and that's all the mages lose all their creatures on the other side of the table, and you keep all yours. So it's hard to evoke, but this could definitely turn a game around, and the Sap deck should be worried. We've got a Floral Vole, level 1, that when it's evoked, you get a Swarming Bug token. It's a very aggressive card. Lore Lurker, on the other hand, is very defensive. It's just a level 3 that can be tasked to draw an extra card. Steel Moat, can't be chosen for opposing spells and effects. A Star Variant level 2. Brick Moat, Stone Growth. When I join, if my mage is a stone focus, I get a counter, but it will never happen in an Orth deck. None of them, as only for Trine mages, have a stone focus. So we basically are looking at a level 4 here. The Paranoid Barad, when I'm attacked, draw a card. This is a great option to guard with because your opponent will have to attack it and you'll get to draw a card. The rare Cockatrice, very nice. I've seen a lot of this guy. It's in the Orth Dream deck as well, but my allies and I have Deadly, which is a nice ability to be able to pass around, especially to some smaller creatures like Floral Vole and its Swarming Bug token ally. The Verdrak Adolescent has Bug Assembly. When my mage's phase starts, create a Swarming Bug token and it joins my mage. Again, great combination if you can give that Deadly. Another Echidna, not bad, not Star Variant though. We got an Egg of Unassailable Entrenchment, which when it's attacked by a creature and you have more than one mage, it moves to another one of your mages at random and the rest of the attack is cancelled. So it will run away to one of your other mages for safety. We have Earthbind. Attach Earthbind to a mage. The mage's creatures can't attack, and the mage has the following ability. Task me to dispel Earthbind. So this can stall your opponents a little bit or make them decide between evoking for the turn and being able to attack. And finally, we have a Beetle, simple level 1 ward creature. I'll say this deck does not look super strong The rares are a little bit unexciting, except for that Cataclysm, but that is going to be a one-shot, hard-to-evoke spell. So we'll see if this Orth deck can pull it off, but I would say actually it has a lot of low-cost cards, and if it does win, it'll probably be due to just a very aggressive strategy with a lot of level 1 stuff. It's got some Swarming Bugs with the Verdrak Adolescent and the Floral Vole and stuff like that, and being able to use Cockatrice with it could be good. And its rares are not exciting, but it might be able to pull off an aggressive strategy despite the fact that this is Orth, one of the more defensive facets. So that goes to show you that it just depends on what actually comes out of your pack is what your strategy might end up being. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the opposition for this Orth deck and see what this Saf deck is bringing to the table. And there's another Thievication. So we had this in our, I think our this deck has a Thievication as well. So depending on how these brackets pan out, we could see a Thievication versus Thievication matchup. But this is actually a Saf rare, so it's right in the correct pack here. Well, I say correct, but the cards can end up in different packs. That's how the system works. But here it's right at home, I should say. We have Osha Shaman is a level 2 with Taunt and Defensive 3, so it takes 5 damage to dispel this. Hungry Wildart, so we'll see how many Wildarts we get out of this pack, but this one has Relentless, so it can attack twice. Fishmote, evoked by a Sea Life Mage, draw a card, so that could come into play here. Could be drawing some extra cards here. Aquatic Shaman, level 1, also Taunt, also Defensive, but this one is a... this one was 5 and this one was 3 if you add their level with their defensive ability. We have Wavebind. So this is one of the cards that actually has changed, and you'll see that newer version up on your screen, so you can kind of ignore this. We've got the rare Hypno Toad, which is also the Dream Deck Saf card. And so yeah, this can take your opponent's creatures using the Frenemy and Sway abilities in tandem. You kind of task this to pair it, and then the enemy creature becomes paired with this, and then the Sway means that you control it as long as they are paired with each other. Plesiok. So have we seen Plesiok yet? I know we've seen a lot of Plathras and a lot of Plisaphodon, but I don't know if we saw Plesiok yet. I don't remember in our series so far. But basically this is the level 6. This is uncommon, the middle form of that particular evolution chain. The first one we've seen out of this pack though. Lorehorn Egg, a cool little ritual that if you evoke this as a ritual, you get to draw 2 cards. So that's definitely the dream, and you just have to hope your opponent doesn't attack and dispel your secret before you get to evoke it for the 2 cards. But this is a pretty strong card if you're able to pull that off. Got another Fish Mote, so we got a lot of card drawing going on here. Ice Mote, we won't be able to trigger that ability, so this will just be a level 2. Lurking Hug Seeker, task me to task an enemy creature. So you can kind of just take out a guard, or you can take out a potential attacker for the next turn. We got the rare Mesmerize, so we have Thievication as a ritual, and we have Mesmerize as a trap. So we're gonna have a lot of face down secrets in this deck, which is pretty cool. Probably going to be playing these decks against themselves by myself, so I'll have to kind of use my imagination and pretend I don't know exactly what secret the Saf player has at any given point, but that's how it goes. But this one can stop not only the attack, but the entire mage phase, which is very powerful. Here we have Suppressing Mist. So this makes all the attached mages creatures shrink. They lose level 2. Slifolopod lets you look at cards, the bonds on rips. So you can know exactly what cards you're giving your opponent, what cards are coming to you, what gifts you're going to trigger, and things like that with this level 1 card. Respell lets you bring a spell back to hand. Pupil of the Storms makes your opponent discard a card at random, and another Slifolopod. So we did not get very many star variants in this pack, if any. Just a lot of Saf stuff here. So this is kind of an oddball pack that's almost all Saf. And it's got 1 Fist card and like 2 Quam cards, and the rest is just non-star variant Saf, so it's pretty wild. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that is the full 18 cards in this pack. I've still got 3 cards set aside from a previous pack that had 21 cards for some reason. I don't know what those cards go to yet. But anyway, thanks for taking a look at this pack opening, and stay tuned for the video in which these 2 decks will face off against each other. Also stay tuned for the next of the pairings coming up next video probably or something. Okay, bye.